So, Joe? Fuck it, I'm going with Joe. I, Claudio, Joe, Ignacio de Silva, give full rights and freedom to, albeit Dyke and Dembo from this day forth for him and his descendants. Authorization for slave liberation. Okay. Alright, no name, but it starts out my love, so we're gonna come back to see you for the last time. I intend to die alone with my precious collections, my lifetime's result of archaeology. One friend of mine, who is a bailiff, will help handle the sales. You will receive all their income. Please try not to be unhappy. My death will be a release. I have made arrangements for my burial. Goodbye to you, my dears. A whole of the day is happening. Mum's agreeing, it is the spam call too. Yep, it was spam. Alright, we're gonna ask this dude about his kid's bed. Why do you have a kid's bed? You're a bit big for that, aren't you?
There's a little bed in the small room. It's been used.
Well, it is for my son, Gulliver. After my official death, my wife and he left for Glasgow with a crippled father. They will lose me again.
I should have done something close to his voice for that letter. Okay, physical abilities. The attacks on Zacharias and Albert were proficient. Yeah. This one's missing an arm and some eyesight. Deselect? Alright, the sun. Someone of small stature, perhaps Albert's son, could pass through the tiny window in the roof. Or... small child would not have sufficient strength or cunning to be a murderer. He's lying about his son. The bed could belong to someone of other small stature, who could also be the murderer. Oh, true. True. Alright, we're done. It doesn't matter if a heap of them are wrong, by the way. Like... I mean, he's not to blame for how this system is he? That's fucked up. He's just at work.
Well, thank you again for saving me.
What should we do next, Holmes?
It's a fucking good question, Watson. No. B. Why do I think people are capping people in the streets? Is that today? Like, they're literally, like, shooting people in the street? Wait, are they shooting people in the street? Do I need to look this story up? My Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. I do think he tried to get Americans free healthcare. Oh, the United Healthcare CEO. Okay, I'm looking this story up. Because was he personally genuinely evil? All right, I'm going with ABC because they'll give me the dummies guide for foreigners. Okay. I need the dummies guide for foreigners. Okay. Where's my glasses? We use glasses for this. I didn't expect assassinations would become a thing in his lifetime. Yeah. It is always a danger with anything political, though. And unfortunately for you guys, things like insurance and healthcare has become political, right? So with anything political, it is always a danger because a politician's life affects everyone else's life. And the same is going to go with insurance. Like, the decisions he makes affects the lives of everyone who has that insurance. And if he's one of those people that's paying off politicians, then it's also affecting everybody else's lives. But I do think, like, the alt-right movement around the world does seem to have had some people get really unhinged. And I don't mean just only Trump in America for that. This is the first I've heard of the story because I've been fixing my computer since last night. That's why my camera is not here. This is the best I could get it. Because I did that Windows update and it fucked up my resolution because I used the DSR through NVIDIA. It fucked that. So I was up till like 1, 2 a.m. fixing that shit. Went to sleep, woke up, had a coffee, turned on OBS and realized my camera's fucking gone too. So that's all I've done in the past like 12 hours is sleep and fix computer. Basically, the CEO of an insurance company, specifically the investor arm, was popped in Midtown Manhattan a few days ago. The company seems to have a track record for denying better than 70-75% of claims. Oof. That's a high denial rate, but like, is it the fault of this guy? If he's just the investment arm, he's not there approving or denying claims, is he? Well, yeah, because it's not going to stop. The violence won't stop at just the terrible people, will it? Like, once people can justify it, then they can justify it to anybody. And, like, this guy might have a shitty job, but he's not sitting there on approvals and denials, is he? Reddit submissions for the story. Hard pressed to find a comment that's not like, oh well. He's a figurehead who decides the direction. I wouldn't think he's deciding much other than investments. If he's in investments, like, he's just deciding where the insurance company invests their money to make more money to cover the cost of when they do pay out. Correct? Wouldn't that be the job? Most stop right before the shot. Yeah, I don't think I need to see the shot. ABC probably isn't going to play me the shot. I wouldn't think they'll have a newsreader.
This is the man police say they are closing in on as they investigate the brazen killing of a health insurance executive on the streets of New York. United Healthcare's insurance CEO, Brian Thompson, was killed in Midtown Manhattan, shot multiple times outside the hotel hosting his company's annual investor meeting. Police haven't confirmed a motive, but multiple news organisations are reporting that the words deny and defend were found inscribed on the casings found at the scene. They may be a reference to the way insurance companies avoid paying claims. The majority
that could be like just an individual
insurance companies, which
have the power to really got screwed over by it and didn't take it well.
Clients. The widow of Brian Thompson says he had received recent threats. Other health insurance companies, spooked by the killing and some of the social media response seemingly celebrating Mr. Thompson's death, have taken measures to protect their own staff.
This incident is going to cause some companies to look at their security.
Police say the person of interest stayed at a hostel in Manhattan, but appears to have used a fake ID when checking in. Other potential clues are a smudged fingerprint on a water bottle and a mobile phone.
We don't believe this is a random act of violence. We believe that this was clearly a targeted shooting.
Police hoping a $10,000 reward offered for
They're saying
information
targeted, not
helps them to
coordinated,
solve
though,
a crime
right?
that shocked even well-seasoned officers. Carrington Clark, ABC News, Washington.
Yeah, but that seems to be a lot of those kind of companies in America. Like, they have a bigger problem to solve, don't they? Like, is this one guy's death going to solve anything at all? For anybody that's been to New York Midtown, it's busy as fuck. It is lucky that they didn't, like, they just hit their target. Like, in the modern world, it sounds like a sad thing to be happy about. Like, but whoever it was, they just hit their target. They didn't hit a bunch of other innocent people in the way. And when you're talking about, like, the middle of New York, anywhere in the middle of New York, but I don't think just this one guy's death isn't going to solve any problems for anyone, really. And maybe that's part of the problem, like that you were talking about earlier. Just people are looking for instant solutions, you know? It's kind of, I guess, what Trump offers people, isn't he? If you listen to Trump's speeches, he's like, I'm going to solve this problem. He doesn't say how. He just says that he's going to solve it, and people are like, great, he's going to solve it, and they believe him. We hear the same thing from the right wing here. And hey, if I'm going to talk about politics, let's look up this guy. This is our state premier right now. Now, he has some policies that I actually like. So, you know, before anyone accuses me of too much bias, I do like his healthcare policy. I think it's quite good. I was listening to him talk about that and I was happily impressed. So he does have a plan to fix our hospitals and ambulance ramping that sounds like it will work. That's great. What's not great is this man has been in politics a long fucking time, right? He was there the last time the Liberal Party ran Queensland, which was a fucking long time ago for a reason, right? Because they fucked up. It means he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly the outcome when he's saying things like wanting to bring back kiddie prisons, adult time for adult crime. He's talking about wanting to bring back juvenile detention centers, which in the past came up in, let's see if I can remember the word for this. And I'm just going to leave that on screen for anyone who wants to see what that headline is. If you don't want to see what that headline is, don't look at the screen, basically, because this could be trigger warning. He wants to bring back the things that cause these headlines. And I can only think he must surely know what will happen, because he's been in politics a long time, right? And I judge him a lot for that. The other thing is, let's see, so like America, and this is what made me think of it, is like America, people can basically buy our politicians. They can donate to a party's political campaign when they're running for office. Then when the person gets elected, they're expected to make policies that benefit those who donated. In Queensland, that's most likely these mining companies, right? They want beneficial policies, which means they don't want to be paying these mining royalties that they currently have to pay. They pay a lot of these royalties, which then get dispersed to the people who live in our state as a cost of living rebate. So right now, the Liberal Party is already, they said the cost of living rebate would remain. They've barely been in months and they're already backpedaling on it because they've realised that how that cost of living rebate is funded is through these coal mining royalties, right? That they need to get rid of for their party donors. Like, I think a lot of what's wrong with politics in Australia, America, a lot of people with that, a lot of countries with that system could be solved by getting rid of the system where individuals can donate to a political party. Then you could pass policies that's going to fix insurance claims. You could pass policies that's going to fix healthcare in America, which would probably also reduce insurance claims. There we go. That was politics with Danny. My sympathies, by the way, to the family of this guy. He's just out there doing a job. And sometimes work sucks. And you have to make shitty decisions. And he's not in control of national policy. The leader of the biggest party basically playing opposition to his own government. Oh, I hope that one doesn't end up like South Korea. Because that was a mess. And apparently, like, he's still there. Did you guys hear about this? Because I woke up to this. Oh shit, what? Martial law, that's it. I think it was like Wednesday morning. He's apologized. But he's like still being called President Yoon Suk Yeol. Not former president, like you might hope. Yeah, that happened. I woke up, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. December 3rd, Korean time at like 10:30 at night. And I think there's only Japan? Yeah, Korea's on the same time zone as Japan. So like here it's 11:30. So 11:30 at night for my time. 10:30 Korean time. This guy goes to the office and figures, fuck everybody. Let's bring in the army. I'm gonna take control of the army. Take this country. One-man dictatorship that fell down hard. Civilian bodied an army guy. Well, yeah, because all their civilians do army time. Of course their civilians can body an army guy. They all did army time. They all have the same training. And I think they have to go and refresh their skills semi-regularly too, don't they? Some of them? Yeah, dictatorship for a few hours. But it was weird to wake up to this, right? Because this happened in the middle of the night, 11:30 at night my time, right? So I wake up the next day and all the news headlines, half from America, half actually from here, they're all saying, martial law has ended in South Korea. And I'm looking at this headline like, now I know I've not been paying attention to a lot of shit lately, but when did South Korea go into martial law? So like in one night while I was sleeping, South Korea went into martial law, had a big protest. Their other politicians like stormed their parliament, including his own party. removed the martial law. I wake up to these headlines of martial law ended and why was there a martial law? And I'm looking at these and why was there a martial law? Like, when? When was there a martial law? Like, I've not been paying a lot of attention, but I'm pretty sure I would have caught martial law in South Korea. I had to dig so hard just to find when the fuck this happened. And a lot of it seems to come from a handbag, which makes the whole thing even weirder. But apparently he was not very popular already, and then there's a whole bunch of corruption scandals, one of which involves corruption and bribery, one of which somehow involves his wife's very fancy handbag. But when you're looking at it with your first coffee, it's like, a handbag? What? Because of a handbag? That one was weird. And all because he couldn't get a budget through because his own party hates him. But that was a situation like that because his own party wouldn't support his bill. He did that. Okay, I have some things I can do here. But I don't feel like I'm done investigating. So there's several options we can get. We've got 2 out already. And I'm pretty sure I could get a 3rd here if I tinkered with this. I do think Marley thinks he's the chosen one. That gives us Bernard Marley is guilty. And this makes sense to me, so let's try it. Bernard Marley believes in the curse and adapts his statues as killing automations in the hopes that he may become the chosen one. Because we saw one like that throwing spear. We saw that when we walked into his hidden office. Is it the hidden office? Like inside his fake little pyramid. Arrest Bernard Marley. He did not hesitate to kill due to his superstitious beliefs. Is insane and requires treatment. Send him to a sanatorium. Nah. Let's see. Oh, wait, I remembered one other thing I have to do. No. Continue the investigation. Wait. I remembered if I use the T thing. What the fuck am I meant to do then? Why can't I leave? What's the recreation thing? Was that F? There's nothing to recreate. Okay, I'm clearly missing something. Let's try the small room again. Oh, there's something I missed. Hello. T? A crack in the wall. Handprints. Can be moved. Hello.
Aha. 1894. This model.
Wait, let me leave. Aha.
Mr. Albeit, what is this?
How? It's impossible. How did you find it?
Answer me.
17 years ago, I built
that's not the costume I had, Sherlock in.
We stored it inside the
in a
club's
doctor's
club
outfit.
before leaving for the expedition.
I forgot to change.
I've no idea if it's still there. While in Guatemala, I had dreams about a missing part. A pyramid. Then, when we entered the temple, I experienced vivid visions.
Wait a minute. You entered the temple?
Well, yes, we did. And we found the pyramid from my visions. But I was too weak. I was unable to solve the mystery of its entrance. I failed there. I always wanted to understand why. So upon my return...
You rebuilt this final part according to your visions and...
Nothing. But I'm dying, and at least my son will see that I did my best to complete my life's work. Thank you again for saving me.
Nothing else there? Okay, now before we go there, maybe I'll try Baker Street. All right. Because I've realized something important, right? We're in the wrong outfit. And we're going all the way back here just for that. Hold up. I gotta ban someone. Spam, scams, and bots. Wait, what's that one say? Was it best viewers or... Wait. Ah, it was best viewers. Whoops, I gotta do it all again now. Spam, scams, and bots. Bots? Tell us more. Take the capsule off, dumbass. That'll help. There we go. Gone. Yeah, there was a bot.